What's up, guys? How's everything going? Hope everybody's staying blessed. Busy working right now. Today's news wasn't good about the jobs. Over 900,000 jobs lost. That's insane. This is insanity, what we're seeing right now. This economy is not good, folks. If you got a job like I do today, you are blessed. Very blessed. And that's tells you a lot of how things are going right now, and this thing is going to spiral out of control. I'm here to get an adjustment today because I've been working a lot and my back's been hurting, so I'm going to see Dr. Anthony and spend some time with JB.
There's a lot of people not feeling too good today. We got the jobless numbers came in at nearly 900,000. 898 to be exact, so we might as well just say 900,000. This is the biggest increase since August 22nd. And what kind of warning sign does this send to America when we're bleeding nearly 1 million jobs a week? We're going 8 months now into this collapse, and the job numbers, the job losses continue to explode.
It's a reckoning to every American, and every American should be aware that this ain't gonna end soon. There's talk about another shutdown. This is an economic reckoning that is happening to the United States of America.
If you don't believe what Sid just said, economic reckoning, I don't think I could choose better words. You can go to the New York Times today. 8 million people have slipped into poverty since May as federal aid has dried up. And Sid, what are people going to do? Right now, there's no stimulus. I don't think there is going to be stimulus this year, and now they're saying that if they agree on stimulus after the election, the earliest people are going to see money is in February.
Wow, I don't know if people can even last that long without any type of income or any type of boost. The food shortages are right around the corner. People are in food lines right now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's looking very bad. It's not looking good at all.
What about? Let me ask you this: what about the people, the naysayers, who just say this is just doom and gloom? This is just full out fear. You're selling fear. What do you say to these people? Because I can't. I'm going off of articles from the New York Times to The Hedge to CNN to CNBC, you name it, all across the board, Fox, and like there is no denying what is happening. We've seen the food lines in this area. We see the food lines across America. How can people deny what is happening in this economy right now?
They are either asleep, they're not awake to what's happening, they're not paying attention to the real numbers and the real job losses, which I think is actually higher than what they report. And and with that comes, you're going to see people starving, people losing homes, people not being able to pay the rent, not being able to pay their bills. And this is an economic reckoning that is happening, and it's not going to get better anytime soon.
So we could pretty much say goodbye to the middle class. It is a decimation to the middle class. And I was reading an article today titled, "Goodbye Middle Class. Half of all American workers make less than $34,248. That was in 2019. That's before taxes, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you out here where we live, you're gonna have a hard time surviving. It says if you make less than $3,000 a month, you have plenty of company. The median yearly income was $34.2 thousand last year. In other words, half of American workers made less than $34.2 thousand. That's $2,854 a month. Evidence that the middle class is being destroyed. And remember, this is before taxes. Sid, how are people going to continue to keep up with the rising cost of rent, housing, automobiles, health insurance, food, and all the inflation now we're beginning to see in the real economy?
I think everything's going to crash. Everything will crash, and everything will come to a screeching halt. That's the only way that this is going to get corrected.
Right.
And I think that that's going to happen. We're going to have to go into a reset, economic reset, and you said this before, a big wealth transfer.
You can talk all day about the fake stock market, the fake recovery, the fake housing market, this big bubble that we're seeing, the bond bubble, the stock market bubble, the housing bubble, bubbles all across the board. But here's the facts. 32.2% of American workers made less than $20,000 last year. 44.79% of American workers made less than $30,000 last year. 56.46% of American workers made less than $40,000 last year. And 65.91% of American workers made less than $50,000 last year. Poverty level for a household of 5 is $30.6 thousand. Now remember, this is going back in 2019 in the so-called good times, before we had this collapse, before this correction started, before we started heading into this depression. These were the good times. Can you imagine what these numbers are going to look like in 2020? This is going to be absolutely horrific. By the time you pay taxes and bills, there's nothing left. People are literally a flat tire away from being in very, very big trouble, Sid.
And being very broke and not having anything, that's what we're heading to. And we're not far from it. I believe, when the new year comes, that we're going to see a lot. It's going to be another bad year.
My heart goes out to people, small business owners, medium business owners, the people who are just living paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive, trying to get by. But remember, you gotta take into account, with people making this kind of money, that people need a place to live. They got utility bills, water, phone, power, etc. They got to pay for their car payment, their vehicle, health insurance, food. How about an emergency? Your kid falls down, you got to go to urgent care, you get the flat tire, it's $150. Your car, the battery goes, it's $100. You need a tow, whatever. People don't take into account that things just happen. And people are ill prepared because they have zero money saved up. If they had a savings at this point, they've blown through it to just try and survive this collapse. But we're only in the first or second inning of this collapse. We've got a long way to go.
And like I said earlier, they're talking about another statewide shutdown, which I think will definitely kill whatever is left of this economy. And we're not far from something big or a big event. I think. We're definitely in the near future going to see something that is going to be big.
And I agree 100%, because when you have tens of millions of people out of work, 900,000 people filed first-time jobless claims last week, adding to this crisis. Tens of millions of people out of work. Opportunity is very far and few between now. People are becoming pawns of the government now, reliant and dependent on the government for a stimulus check, for survival, for any kind of opportunity. And if you're relying on the government to take care of you, wow, you're going to be in really, really big trouble. This is the time that you really need to have a reality check and make sure that you are your own asset, your own central bank, that you are prepared for what is coming, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, or financially. Guys, this is getting extremely serious. I was watching some of the business shows this morning, and they had some of the economists on, some of the analysts on. Nobody even talking about 900,000 job losses. They're just telling people they should jump into these markets. The markets don't care about 900,000 job losses. They don't care about you. All these markets care about is this stimulus coming from the Fed. One of these guests on Fox Business today actually did make a remark about the 900,000 job losses. He says this is actually good news. I mean, this is how far in the twilight zone we are now, that losing 900,000 jobs, only 900,000 jobs is actually good news now. So as long as the stimulus keeps coming, and it will, these markets are going to be extremely happy. They don't care about any of this bad news. The only thing they care about is stimulus. That Fed pumping in more of this debt that you and I are all going to be on the hook for. Sid's going to be on the hook for. This debt destruction, the destruction to your kids' future, your grandchildren's future. Look, this people just think that this is never going to have to be paid back, never going to have to be dealt with. But at some point, you got to pay the piper, and we're all paying for it every day. Every time we pull out our wallets and spend that cash, it's buying less and less. Sid, anything you want to close with?
I just say the wealth transfer is coming. Be prepared. Have food, water put away. Stack your metals. Stack your brass. Have your security. Be training, and walk close to the Lord. And
really quick before we go, somebody asked me today, what about, and I've seen this in the comments, what about, hey, I'm broke, I don't have any money, how can I prepare, what can I do? And my heart goes out to those people, and I guess all you can do right now is walk as close to God as you can. Maybe getting a good tight network at your church, if you have a good church, if you know some good people.
Sell some items you're not using.
Yeah, have a garage sale. It's a great idea.
Yeah, have a garage sale. Try to create some type of revenue. Put that money aside.
Work a couple extra hours if you can. It's getting hard. My heart goes out to these people because it is already too late for so many people, and I hate to say that because I don't want to give up on people, but it's going to be too late for a lot of people. But if you're watching this, do the best that you can. Get into a network, get into a good church if you can find one. Have that garage sale. Work a couple extra hours if you can. You're really going to have to think outside the box here and do the best that you can. And if you have the means, make sure you're getting some extra food and water, especially for your kids. I don't have the answers to everything.
Quit hoarding unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, cut out the lattes.
Exactly, and don't hoard stuff. Sell stuff that you don't. Use.
That's a great point. And I bet you there's something in your life you can cut out. So many people are going to go spend $1,200, $1,500 on a new iPhone. Maybe you cut that out. You cut the lattes out. You cut going out to lunch. Pack a bag lunch. Stop going out to dinner. You must make sacrifices right now. For many people, it's already too late. If you're watching this, make the sacrifices now. Start putting some money away and putting those emergency preparations away. You owe it to you and your family. I'm going to leave it there today. Sid, anything you want to close with?
Just get the cheapest meals on the menu. Don't spend too much and watch your spending. Curb your spending. Put that money into assets. Put that money into security, into your brass, food, water. And top off all your preps, and that's where you want to be.
And at the end of the day, it costs nothing to be awake. Make sure that you're really paying attention to what's going on with this economy, what's going on with this country. Be awake and aware. That's an incredible asset that costs no money. It just takes a few minutes of your time to really be watching and paying attention to what's going on. Get away from the television and get away and get out of the system. If you're dealing in the financial institutions, if you're in the system, the farther out you get, be your own central bank, the farther out of the system you are, the better chance you have to survive. Remember, at the end of the day, put the odds in your favor. God bless all of you. We'll talk to you very soon.
Let's see. Oh, good. Right to it. Nice. That's good. Okay. So right here is an itchy spot right there. So what we want to do is have you lie on your side toward the front door. Toward this way. Yeah. Good. Bend this leg, keep that one straight. Hold here, pull through. Do the Macarena right there. Alright. Same thing other way. Just want to ask your body, can this move? That's the whole thing. Good. And nice. Very good. Well, he's feeling an adrenaline and endorphin rush. The nerves are now sending and receiving signals better at a more efficient quality. He's having better circulation. Already, chemicals are working in his body to reduce inflammation, to promote healing and regeneration. Good. Right there. And Tilt. No. Start over. That right there. So I'm showing your body, hey, I see you. This problem right here cannot hide. I see you. And then do that. Tilt here. Look that way. Tilt. So just like when you go, yeah, like you go in an airplane and there's this tension in your head that you release through your ears, through your jaw. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the laser is like magic. The physics are so interesting. But right, it just feels good, and something about it, you know it works when you feel it. But what it does is it reduces inflammation, promotes circulation, reduces pain directly on contact, and promotes healing and regeneration. It energizes mitochondria, so mitochondria can do what they do better, and that's heal and regenerate.